has it. Let's just proceed. Okay, so many of us are here. Hi, thank you for joining me. Okay, so as you know, man, you have my undivided attention. So welcome to the Insider's Guide to Building a Thriving Virtual Assistant Business. My name is Banke Adebayo, and during this session, we're going to learn. We're going to talk about three major things. Actually, three different categories. Number one is I'm going to answer most of the frequently asked questions about virtual assistants. Number two, I'm going to share a couple of some information for you to get started in setting up your business. And number three, I am going to share with you a comprehensive list of things that you need to launch. Okay, so I hope that you will go along with me tonight. I will be sending you an email with the slides that I designed. I was supposed to go along with this task. Unfortunately, I cannot share at the moment for reasons beyond my control. So I'm just going to go ahead and teach. So the chat section is there. The chat box is there rather for you to communicate. Let me understand if you're following. If you have issues, I have my eyes on the chat. Um, in the chat box. Okay, so my name is Banke Adebayo. If you've never met me before, I am a mom and a wife to two little girls or two pretty girls that need to little anymore, and we live in Lagos, Nigeria. So in 2016, I found myself at home. I'm sick, homebound, sick, nursing a prime baby, slowly recovering from two C-sections in 11 months. I was broke and everything that could basically go wrong went wrong. And one of those days where I just basically knew that I think one of the things that hurt me the most was the fact that I was now um, totally dependent financially on others. Now, somebody who has been a serial entrepreneur, there have always been a time in my life that I've always had some money, no matter how small. And so I found myself at a spot where I had nothing. I was sick. I was grieving the loss of the baby that I had waited for 6 months. I was nursing a prime baby. Um, everything just basically that could happen to me. And I was also super depressed because, of course, when you find yourself in a situation that you never ever anticipated, it becomes easy for you to slip into depression. Now, one thing that I knew that I could do was to find a way to be financially independent by, by finding something to do, and that's what I did. I just knew that whatever I was going to start had to be something that I could do from the comfort of my home because I basically couldn't go out and I didn't have the physical strength to go do any kind of work. So it was important for me to how do I put it now? Find something that would allow me to work on the comfort of my home. And in the course of research, God drew my attention to um, virtual assistant, and suddenly light bulb moment. Boom! Wow, this is something that I absolutely can do at this time because all I needed to do was to have a certain skill that I could offer business owners and um, you know get paid for it. And it was super exciting for me to discover that. And so in September of 2017, I launched my virtual assistant business. This year will be 6 years since I've done that. But I did not just do that, I also began to coach other women and show them how to launch their own virtual assistant business. It is so painful to me that I cannot share my screen at the moment because I actually, in the course of preparing for this session, I was doing some research and I stumbled on quite a few publications. In fact, I discovered on Monday or Tuesday that She Leads Africa did a feature on me in 2018 and I did not know. Like they did it on me and they mentioned my Facebook page and I didn't know. I just stumbled on it by chance. So it was just to show you. I also had a feature on the Yahoo Finance on virtual assistant coaches to look out for. So I was putting all of those together just so that you understand that I am walking the talk. Like what I'm going to share with you is not what I sat down and googled on, to put together for you. I have basically put this webinar or this live class or this online class, however I want to call it, together based on my experience, and that's why it's called the Insider's Guide to Building a Thriving Virtual Assistant Business. Okay? So today we are going to start with answering your frequently asked questions that we usually get when people want to know about virtual assistants. Number one is um, who is a virtual assistant? A virtual assistant is a professional on the line that who offers business services on the line that to business owners remotely on the line that. Now I've asked you to underline three different keywords here in this definition. A virtual assistant is a professional who offers business services to business owners remotely. Now I've asked you to underline these particular words because they basically describe or explain who a virtual assistant is. And so, contrary to popular opinion, or contrary to a few information that I stumble up on Instagram, for instance, virtual assistant is not something that everybody necessarily can do. Okay, because when you're offering a virtual assistant service, you're offering a business service, number one, to business owners, and you have to be the expert at the business that you're offering. You have to be an expert, a professional, somebody who knows what she is doing. So it is not enough for you to say, wake up one morning and say, I really want to start it. I really want to start making money from home. What do you think? Let me just start. Please, what did they even say is the one that is making more money now these days? And just sit down and decide that, okay, Shebi his Instagram page. For me, Shebi is just a post and put hashtag. Let me start social media management services. No. So a virtual assistant is first and foremost a professional, which means that he or she has the skill or the expertise to carry out that business service to the business owner. Now, the second keyword there is business service, which basically explains what you do. So, you need to understand that you're offering services to business owners, business related services, and as such, you should understand that your virtual assistant business runs on the B2B model. Okay, so you're offering a business service to business owners. You need to understand that. And finally, remotely means that you work remotely. You are not on site. You don't work in order to work with your clients. You do not have to go to um, their offices or to their stores or whatever, right? So the fact that you are a business, a professional offering a business service already ensures or establishes the fact that you are a business owner. Okay, so if you're looking to start a virtual assistant business, then you are launching your own business. And understanding that is super, super important. Okay, that's the number one question that I get, and I hope that I have effectively answered that question. The second question is, what are the different types of virtual assistants that exist? So I noticed that a lot of people tend to mix virtual assistant and then they say the person is a VA or the person is a social media manager. And that's one question I am constantly getting. Now, the thing is that a social media manager is a virtual assistant, except if that person runs a social media marketing agency. Now, that's a totally different ballgame altogether. But if you manage social media pages, like you create strategy, you create the content, you post, you do the ads, that's a virtual assistant work. So for virtual assistants, you have three different categories. Because the virtual assistant is like an umbrella term that kind of like puts all of the different types of virtual assistants together in one place. However, you can break them down into three different categories. The first category is like doing VAs. These are people who offer services that are related to administration of any business. So maybe you're an executive assistant, maybe you help with research, or you help with bookkeeping, or you manage communities, or you manage calendars, whatever it is, as long as it has to do with the admin aspect of any business, you are an admin virtual assistant. Okay. The second category are the marketing virtual assistants. Now, here you find the social media managers, you find the ad managers, you find the content or copywriters, the Pinterest managers. All of those people fall under the marketing VA category. Now, this is because all of their different activities are targeted at promoting a business. So any virtual assistant that offers a service that promotes, that is used to promote a brand or a business, that person falls under the marketing virtual assistant category. The final category are the tech VAs. Now, these are the VAs who have expertise, who know how to use different software, who know how to use different platforms. And because it took me a while to understand that the virtual assistant business is actually a tech-driven business because you are remote, you try, you rely heavily on tech to carry out your services. So you cannot, it's impossible for you at any point whatsoever to avoid um, how would I put it now? To avoid using software. So with the mass exodus online, a lot of people need software to carry out all of their different services or activities or collaborations or teamwork and all of that. And so because of this, you will need people who have the, the skills, who know how to use all of these different softwares. So when you find a virtual assistant who uses any of this software at all, then that person is a tech VA who knows how to use this software and offers services um, on this software, services that work with this software. Then that person is a tech VA. Excuse me. So please give me water. All right. So that's we have three major ones. So you either offer services that are related to admin, or you offer services that are related to marketing, or you offer services um, that are related to tech. Okay, great. So the question is, can I become a virtual assistant? Now, I find a lot of people who are super interested in virtual assistants, but they do not know if they can become VAs. Yes, anybody can become a virtual assistant. Like I said, the main criteria for launching a virtual assistant business is expertise in any aspect. So, what will determine what type of VA you become is your skill set. Anybody can become a virtual assistant as long as you have a skill set. So, with the over 50 plus services that you can offer as a virtual assistant, it is super easy for you to launch your virtual assistant business. You just have to find a way to monetize your existing skill set, or you find a way to build a new skill set, okay? Build a new skill set, and then you need to offer services in that direction. So anybody can become a virtual assistant as long as you have a specific skill set. Okay, so I believe that has answered all of the questions. So virtual assistant is super versatile. There's always someone somewhere or one business that is in need of your expertise, no matter what it is. No matter how inconsequential you think your expertise is, somebody needs it. So the key to succeeding as a virtual assistant is looking for or finding that person who needs your specific skill, who needs your brand of expertise and serving them. So you might say not everybody needs me, but there is somebody who needs you. There is a niche of people who need you. So I know a friend who eventually narrowed down and became a virtual assistant to wedding planners. Now, she discovered that they have a very, very peculiar need that not every social media manager can handle. So what she decided to do was she knows their needs because she's been in the um, wedding planning market in the past. She understands what their needs are and then decided to provide a service that meets their needs and she's niched. Okay, so there is somebody somewhere who needs a specific brand of expertise. The key to success is looking for them and finding them and selling them. At the end of the day, ultimately, your skill set is what will determine what type of virtual assistant that you become. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is information that you need to set up your business. Now, the roadmap to launching your VA business, you have four major things you need to do. Number one, you need to work on your business setup. You need to work on your systems and your processes. You need to work on your marketing and you need to work on your lead generation. I'm going to say it again. You need to work on your business setup. You need to work on your systems and processes. You need to work on your marketing and you need to work on your lead generation. Now, let's take them one after the other and expatiate on them. Okay. The first one is business setup. So you have to work on your branding. You need to work on your client avatar. You need to work on your services. You need to decide on the kind of services you want to offer, price them, okay, um, and determine what your services are going to cover. Then you also need to talk about all of the different legal aspects of your services. You need contracts. What kind of contracts do you need, right? All of these different things are the things that you need to create, to set up your business. The second aspect is your systems and your processes. Now, your systems and your processes are super important to your day-to-day running of your virtual assistant business. If you're going to succeed and be productive and efficient, which are the top three um, skills of any virtual assistant, you need to have systems and processes in place. Without your systems, without your processes, you will find it very, very difficult to stay productive and efficient. All right. So you need to talk about your processes, your client onboarding process. How do you onboard your clients from the time when they make payment right until um, you know, right until you're done working with them? That's your client onboarding system. How do you do that? The second aspect is your service. How do you actually carry out your service? This will vary from virtual assistant to virtual assistant because you do not offer the same thing. So the way I carry out my service as a tech VA is not the way you will carry out your services as a social media manager. So you have to determine for yourself how you will carry out your services so that your clients feel well taken care of, happy, willing to work with you again, okay? But you are also happy to keep offering your service. Super, super important um, that we note that. Okay, the final one is your offboarding. So when you're done working with your client, what do you do? How do you empower them with the information that you have used over the duration of your project? Right? How do you hand it over to them? How do you say goodbye in a way that is not totally final? Right? So you're saying goodbye on this project, but also giving them the leeway and opening up a new way for them to um, to basically come back again for another set for you know another service, especially if you do not offer services that are like recurring like social media manager. So if your service is project based, for instance, like website design, how do you onboard your clients in such a way that they have all of the information they need to be able to access their website at a later time, but then in such a way that you're letting them know you're open to working with them again. Do you get, maybe like giving them like a returners or whatever discount, long time client, something. You have to find a way to incorporate that so that when they need similar services, they are able to like reach out to you and say, okay, so hi, I need this again. Can you help me out with that? Okay. The the third aspect we're going to talk about is your marketing, which is the core of your business. So apart from how you serve your clients, if your marketing is failing, then you will not have any clients to serve. So your marketing has to be strong. And one of the aspects you want to lay emphasis on is your social media. Now, because you do not have working clients, you don't have an office, most of your clients will come to you through social media. So you cannot play with your social media pages or with your social media content because they will determine whether people will hire you or not. You also need to pay attention to your ads, your social media ads, your Google ads. If you have an online business and you're not running any kind of ads at all, then you're not running a business. What you have is an expensive hobby because you need ads to be able to show up in the faces of people who do not know you. Now you will be surprised at the ad budget of a lot of people. So you need to have, you're wondering, why does this person have so much visibility? Why is it that everywhere I come to, I hear about this person, I hear about this person? When they open up their ad managers to you, you will be astounded at the amount that these people spend on Facebook and Google ads. So you want visibility, you run ads. Every virtual assistant should have an ad budget every month, no matter how small it is. Make sure that you're pushing your business beyond your immediate spend every single month for a minimum of 10 days. You also want to increase your visibility and establish your credibility through your website and your blogging. So blogging isn't easy, especially if you're a busy virtual assistant, but it is one of the easiest way to establish credibility because people basically read it and can see that, oh, you know what you're doing, right? So your website is your 24-hour marketing partner because anybody can go to your website 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and get the basic information that you need to get started. So you can have a one-page website, it's okay, as long as it is saying what you do, how you do it, and who you do it for, how you can be contacted, maybe how people can book a call with you, how they can download your portfolio, go through all of the work you've done in the past. Do you get? You want to make sure that you have an opportunity to do things like that. Another aspect of marketing is networking. And I myself am talking to you, like, this is like on top of my list in the year 2023 to make sure that I go out the more because your network is actually your network. So the more people you interact with, um, the more people who hear about your business, the easier it is for you to be booked out. Finally, lead generation. I keep saying this every day. Your your the money is in the numbers. It's a numbers game. If you are not talking to people, you will not be able to convert them. So there has to be a talking and a discussion going on before a conversion can happen. So if nobody is talking to you, then there's no converting. No converting, no clients, no payment. So you have to find a way to constantly generate leads on autopilot, people who are waiting to talk to you. Because see, it takes experience for you to understand what your conversion rate is. There is always conversion rate for anything. For instance, this live session, we are how many of us are here? We try to see. But the fact remains that you always have a conversion rate of probably 10%. So if 20 people signed up for this webinar, I'm not expecting more than 2 to 3 people to show up. It's a conversion rate thing. Do you get? And it's a fact. The same thing goes for your discovery calls. If you notice that you convert one person out of 5 calls, it means that you need to get on 20 calls to convert 5 people, or you need to get on 15 calls to convert 3 people. So what happens when you're not talking to anybody? Then like it's when you don't have clients, it's a no-brainer, right? So you need to think about it. You have to have a lead generating system. And this is because you're busy working in your client's business. You don't want to neglect your own business, right? So you need to look for a way to automate your lead generation, your visibility. Find a way to do this on autopilot so that you have a list of people waiting to connect with you and talk to you, so that you have a higher chance of converting these people. Okay. So with lead generation, you need funnels, you need to set up lead magnets, you need to set up discovery calls. A discovery call allows you to not only prove yourself to be the best, you know, the best fit or the experts that your prospective client needs, but it also allows you to weigh if this is the type of client that you want to work with, right? And the lead generation also allows you to build your email list, because there will be days that you may be short on clients and your email list will allow you to offer a discount to people and your conversion rate again. So if you send 100 people um, emails, you have to know that by conversion, about 20 of them will open it and 2 of them will take your offer. So when you look at it from that angle, it helps you to understand how forcefully you have to generate leads. Okay, are we all still together? Am I missing anybody? The chat session is so dry. What's happening? So I'm going to quickly go over that again. The things that you need to launch your business. Number one, you need to set up your business. You need branding. You need client avatar. That is who your ideal client is and how you help them. You need to decide on your services, how much your services will be, what will you offer in your services, will you have packages, how much would your services cost. You also need to think about legal aspects, your contract, your non-disclosure agreement, your privacy, um, your non-disclosure, and the service agreement. Yes, non-disclosure is also for your privacy, and then there is a service agreement. All those different aspects have to be spoken about in your business setup. The second one are your systems and your processes. You need to think about how you will onboard your clients, how you will deliver your service in such a way that your clients are super happy to work with you and are looking forward to working with you again. And then you also need to think about how you onboard them, okay, in such a way that they live happy, empowered, and willing to work with you again. The third one is your marketing. Under marketing, you have to pay attention to social media. It is your, how is that put it now? What do they call for in English? um they call it something, or what do they call it now? It's like your pot of gold, yes, because thank you everyone for the feedback. So it's your pot of gold because basically you don't have working clients. Everybody, most of the people who will know you will come from social media. So you cannot afford to play with it. um, you also want to pay attention to your ads. You need to have an ad budget every month. If you're using social media and you're not running ads, please stop complaining. Number three, you want to pay attention to your website. It's your 24 hours, your 24 hours, 7 days a week open. It's constantly open shop, right? Because anybody can get there anytime and get relevant information. You also want to blog because it's an easy way to establish expertise and credibility, right? And of course, you need to network with other VAs, join VA communities. I have the virtual assistant lounge. Please, is Mudukwe here? Could you please kindly drop the link to the virtual assistant lounge, or any of you who know the call, please drop the link. You can join us on Facebook with the virtual assistant. That's a community, right? You can join the virtual assistant call. You can volunteer, you can intern. What all of this allows you to do is connect with other people who are VAs like you. Most of the time, they get customers or their clients need services that they don't cover. It becomes easy for them to offer it to you because you're top of mind. Okay, and finally, there's the lead generation. It's a numbers game. You have a conversion rate, just peg it at 10%. So if you send an email to 100 people, you know that probably 10 will open and one will buy. Do you understand? You get on a call with 20 people, probably two will hire you. Do you get? So you want to make sure that you're getting more and more people in your funnels so that your conversion rates help you to hit your income goals. So if you need 5 people to pay you 100,000 naira every month for you to hit your income goals, then it means that you need to talk to a minimum of 50 people every month, right? So how do you get in front of 50 extra people who may need you and talk to them to be able to convert the 5 or the 10 that you need? It's a numbers game. Super, super important. All right, so I have reiterated that. Um, Now let's go to the launch checklist. Number one, decide on the brand name service. Set up all your emails. Stop using catlovedog at gmail.com. Not good. Stop using princess sexy 123. Nope. Use your business name, even if it's a Gmail. Make sure that you have a portfolio so that people understand what you're doing, especially if you do not have a website yet. Okay, make sure that all of these different links are available. If you're going to use WhatsApp, please make sure that you use business WhatsApp and harness all of it, right? Go to Truecaller. This is actually quite recent. So I have Truecaller on my phone. Now, when people call, I see all sorts of funny names. When I decided to use Truecaller to dial my own number, because I was wondering what people used to save my own number. To my delight, it was saved as A-listed, and I was happy. Well, I'm on the fence because I've had that particular phone number for ages. I think almost 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. I've had it for a very long time. So I wouldn't have minded if I saw Backyard Adebayo on the board where I'll take a mistake anytime, any day. So it is also something that you can do. You can actually take charge and go and save it in Truecaller under a name that you really need people to understand. So when they say when they are calling a business line, do you get? So you want to make sure that you do that too. You also want to set up business profiles on social media. Now your social media, you need to choose wisely. What platform will you go to? You use the platforms where your ideal clients are, and make sure that you use business profiles. You do not necessarily have to have a profile on every single platform because, well, you don't want to stretch yourself too thin. Here's my advice: pick two, have a profile on all of them, but put all of your power and activity behind you and show up powerfully on those two platforms. Now, you also want to set up your systems and processes and create templates to increase productivity. So, if there's a certain email that you send to everybody who hires you, you don't have to type that email from scratch. Write out a template and just change their names and the dates, okay? So, you want to do all of that. You also want to create a system that generates leads for your business on autopilot. I already said that, and you want to make sure that you market your business consistently. When you stop marketing, you stop getting new clients. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do this under 1 hour, and I think that I have. Um, I wanted to share with you Maria's testimonial. So painful that I can't share my screen. So I'm just going to quickly read that out. In the meantime, if you have questions, you can start dropping them, and I will be happy to respond to any questions that you may have. Okay, so Maria said, I want to tell you about the virtual assistant bootcamp that I did with Coach Banking. When I read the whole package about the training, and I saw the catchy phrase of all that you need to launch a virtual assistant business, I was curious. When I started the course, I realized this truly was all I needed to launch my business. I am super excited because I took the training in October, completed my classes, and launched my business in November. This is November 2022. Right now, my business is registered, about to buy my domain. I signed my first client, who is an international client, and now I've added more clients. Wowza, I'm super excited about all of this because Mrs. Banker was winning all three these achievements, so it didn't take me long to get all this done. But every time I had questions, I could talk to her. She also allowed me to volunteer with her, which gave me more exposure into the world of virtual assistants. All that I know today and what I'm doing in the VA business is all thanks to her and the training I did with her. I cannot overemphasize how excited I am to have her training. You're the best coach one could ever ask for, and virtual assistant is the best course and all that you need to launch your business. Thank you. This is Maria Daniels, who is the CEO of VA Maria Daniels Services. Like, I've never seen somebody take to virtual assistant so quickly. She took to like fish to water, took all of the information, digested it, but did not just do that. She also um, she also implemented all that she was taught. And this was just October, November 2022, which was like 3 months ago. So it is absolutely possible for you to launch, and you launch in 4 weeks and begin to earn a living from your virtual assistant business. And so today I want to offer you, I want to make a special offer actually. So when I was putting this offer together, I was thinking, are you okay? Or let's just do it this way, shall we? So the Virtual Assistant Growth Lab is a 4 week mentorship program for virtual assistants. We have 4 weeks of structured learning, weekly coaching calls, access to resident mentors, and internship opportunities. These internship opportunities, I'm actually working on a package with some of my visionary friends. So the internship will not necessarily be with me. You can volunteer with me if you'd like, but the internship will be with actual businesses that need your service, and they will give you the opportunity to prove yourself, okay? To get um, hands-on experience of working with an actual business. Right. The beautiful thing about this mentorship is for 4 weeks. Week one, we will talk about business setup. Week two, systems and processes. Week three, marketing. Week four, lead generation. I mean, hold on. But I think I haven't told you the kicker. Who wants to know the best parts of this mentorship program? If you want to know the best part, let's see the me in the comment section. The best part is this mentorship is free. This mentorship program for 4 weeks is free. It's free for everyone who is interested. You will have to sign up for it. There is a form for you to fill. However, you have to get your toolkit, which you will be using in the mentorship. and the toolkit is for what's it called 10K. So please, Modupe, please could you drop the link here? So the mentorship is free. But we were launching this week, this month, this year with a free mentorship for 4 weeks. But because of all the things we've been doing, we have templates that have been compiled together into a toolkit. You have to buy that. So if you're interested, please drop the link, go buy your toolkit, and then fill out the form for um, for the what's it called now? Um, for the mentorship. We begin on the 29th, and you have to commit to a minimum of 2 hours a week. You have to commit to a minimum of 2 hours a week um, for this mentorship. If you're going to take part in it, you have to commit to a minimum of 2 hours a week. So if you're interested, the link is there. Click on it, buy your toolkit, and sign up for it. It doesn't get any better. I think that um, that's a good deal, don't you think? Who else thinks it's a good deal? Fantastic. So that's it for tonight. I'm going to also ask you to share this link with as many people as possible. I'm looking to work with not more than 10. So because I'm definitely going to be involved one on one. So not more than 10. So if you know anybody who should be in this and isn't in this, then you want to send that person a link to quickly take advantage of this. So in 4 weeks from the 29th of January, you will have everything that you need to set up your virtual assistant business. So I'm going to call it a day here because I have a 1 hour threshold. If you have any questions, please let me know. Any questions before I sign out? Thank you. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Shayon. If I don't, I apologize. Thank you. Mojipe, thank you. Abidobi Boluwari, thank you for joining me. Shefumi, thank you for joining me. Thank you for Okay, so we begin January 29. We will close out sign-ups a week before to enable us prepare for everybody that is coming into the program. So thank you all for joining. Appreciate you for staying through all of my network issues and inability to share my screen. I will see you ladies. Um, Yeah, so we'll close out on the 22nd. So you want to make sure you sign up before then. All right, then. Have a fantastic 2023 and keep your ears to the ground. I'll have constant trainings coming up from time to time. Have a good weekend, ladies. Or is it, did I just say weekend? Have a good week, ladies. Bye bye.
Well, you're blessed.